Yo, peep this. You just clicked on this view it, and now I'm ticka Tyrone Cross. Welcome to my channel, and if you're a new viewer, all I ask is after this video, if you like how I do what I do, please subscribe, help support me, cause I'm on a mission, and it's a big one. I want to be the #1 YouTuber. Actually, I know, by the content I put on my channel, I'm definitely probably gonna run into problems once I get more subscribers. But until then, nothing can stop me, and the show will go on. So in today's video, we're showing video clips of transgenders who get triggered when you bring up their bones. What is it about their bones that makes them so sensitive? They're sensitive to the bone. I'm so talented that jokes just slip out my mouth when I'm trying to be serious. You could take the comedian out the funny, but you can't take the funny out the comedian. So you already know, let's view it.
Something keeps calling me back to this comment, and I think it's the fact that, like, as a black woman, you are using white supremacist talking points to defend your transphobia, and that's really heartbreaking, because do you realize that talking about things like bone structure is what white supremacists do to, like, separate themselves from black people? Like, historically, that's what they've done. White supremacists have said that white people and black people have DNA. We're different species. We have different bones. We have different muscles. As a way to be like, black people, other. We don't want them around us. And now you're doing the same thing with trans women. Like, that's heartbreaking. Especially because that same rhetoric will be used against you in the future. Transphobia is used against black women all the time. But sure, your bone structure makes you a woman.
There is absolutely no way that these people watch their TikTok after they record it. There's no way. I refuse to believe they actually re-listen to what they say and still post it. No way. Because she's a white lady that just told a black lady that she's using white supremacy against transgenders. I'm not even sure how you could possibly make sense of that. First off, let me back up a little bit. There's nothing transphobic about what she said. She said a fact. How are facts phobia? Unless the fact is, I hate transgenders, I don't want them around, I am terrified of them. That's the only way a fact could be transphobic. And why, if you misgender or disagree with a transgender, does that qualify for transphobia? It literally doesn't qualify for any other phobia in the world. For example, if I call spiders a worm, no one would say, damn fool, you have arachnophobia. If I call a dog a cat, no one's going to say I have a phobia of dogs. In any phobia that I could possibly think of, it has nothing to do with what you call it or the title of it, unless you have a phobia of giving things proper titles. But if that was the case, you would call everything something different. So I don't see that happening. But that was a thought that came to me. Transphobia is the only phobia you can have just by not saying the right thing, in their opinion. Now let's get back to this lady saying that using bone density and DNA is the same thing white people did to black people. Here's a major difference. For some reason she didn't want to acknowledge. White people were doing it to black people to say they're not human, to say they're not people. No one in this world is saying transgenders aren't human. So in no way was that lady trying to use bone density and DNA, or anybody else for that matter, in the same way it was used as racism against black people. I feel like the TQs get the best marijuana ever, and I don't know where it's at, but can they please help a brother out? But who knows, maybe black people do have a different bone density. Who knows? That's like saying a pit bull and a chihuahua have different bone densities or skeletal builds. They're both dogs, but that pit bull can never say, well, I'm a chihuahua. Why? Because we're going to look at it, see his big block head, his stout buff body, and be like, you're a pit bull. And then that pit bull's going to be like, that's what they did to black people. I'm telling you, you bring up transgender bones and they lose all thought process. You can ruin their whole day if you bring up transgender bones. You can even motivate a TQ to write a passionate song if you bring up their bones. Like so.
This goes out to transphobic motherfuckers that are like, yeah, but when they dig up your bones in 100 years, they're gonna know that you were biologically female. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Jesus. One day when they find my bones in the ground, whoever they are will say, look what we found, a historical find. It's a relic of time. bones just as they've treated mine. We're the same. We're the same. We're the same. We're the same.
I'm sorry, I know you guys are really into that, and I'm gonna get back to it because there's another verse. But I want to make sure you guys acknowledge the passion in his voice. I bet he has never wrote a song this passionate before. And all you had to do is tell him that you can tell he's a girl by his bones. We're the same.
One day when they come across my remains, they won't consider assumptions you've made. They will see me, not the things that you say. They will put up my bones in historic displays, and I'll be a symbol of what it all means to be human, to know the earth infinitely, and your bones are there too. We're both seen as art. It's ironic the people can't tell us apart. We're the same. We're the same. We're the same. We're the same. And one day if they find my bones, it'll be far in the future, like 4023. You were so worried about me, I don't think that you noticed it. By then all the archaeologists are transgender socialists, and it'll be determined on the hill in which you died that in terms of history you were way off on the wrong side. And I'll forgive you with kindness, grace, and elegance, and dance for eternity with your stupid fucking right-wing skeleton. Rah! Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's just a comment to show that inside you're still a girl. It wasn't meant to be taken literally. Ain't nobody gonna be digging up your bones. Why? Because you're probably gonna be ashes or buried in a casket somewhere. And really, you shouldn't let it bother you so much. You're saying whoever inspired you to write this song cared more about your bones than you did because they wrote a paragraph? You wrote a whole track. You wrote music notes down, played it on your guitar, and sang it with more passion than Adele. Trust me, you could never get me to write a song about my bones. But let's be real, singing and making a song about when they dig up your bones that they won't be able to tell that you were mentally ill, it's not a great bragging point. And if you really truly don't care what they find when they dig up your bones, it's probably a good idea not to write a song about it, because that song will come out terrible. So that's the video, a transgender getting triggered when you bring up their bones. Why? Because they're sensitive to their bones. Go ahead, I won't copyright that joke. You can use it all you want. But now that you know they're sensitive to their bones and you gained a great joke, all I need you guys to do is comment below. Tell me what you think. Should that song win a Grammy? Are we doing what white people did to black people in the racist times when we bring up bone density and DNA? Or could it possibly be that we're just saying there's differences in men and women? But while you share your thoughts, I'm also gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hitchhiker button and subscribe with me. And I'll see you on the next trip. Day and night.
Keep it real, keep it real, keep it real.
All my life.
Keep it real, keep it real, keep it real.
Can't help
Keep it real, keep it real, keep it real.